I haven't seen it myself, nor do I care to. But one of our contributors, one of our friends to the program, one of our employees with GBTV is Essie Cupp. And Essie has been so incredibly wronged. You would think that this would be illegal, but apparently it's not. Essie Cupp is with us now, and I'm going to let her tell the story of what it is. Hi, Essie.
Hey, boss. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm sorry that we're talking under these circumstances. This is embarrassing, and I just want to apologize for you.
You shouldn't be apologizing to me. I mean, this is. I think this is outrageous.
It is.
And Pat and I were talking about it this morning when we found out about it, and honestly, I think this is something that no matter what the disclaimer says, this will haunt you now for the rest of your life, and it is a complete falsehood. And it is, I can't imagine there's not an attorney out there that wouldn't make you one of the richest women alive.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a doctored photo, and so it's not like I'm embarrassed because I actually performed this act and they caught it on film. It's just embarrassing because, as you say, it will be out there forever. And, you know, the fact that I work really hard and am an Ivy League educated young woman with a pretty good job, it doesn't matter when you look at a photo like this. And as you say, there's a disclaimer there. They do say this photo is not real. It's a parody, and I guess that makes it okay. But you have to wonder if they had done this to someone like Nancy Pelosi or Michelle Obama, would that stand? Would no one make a stink about it? I have to think they would.
Okay, Hustler magazine took a photo of Essie Cupp and wondered what it would look like if she were performing oral sex. And so they took a photo of her and doctored it, and I haven't seen it, like I said, but Stu says it's real enough, you can print whatever you want and say, oh, this is just a parody, but that's not what's going to make the rounds. The disclaimer is not going to go around with this. And if I may say to the President of the United States, if I had a daughter, she could look like Essie Cupp. And does anybody care? Does anybody care? Your point here about Michelle Obama, the world would be set on fire.
Sure would.
If they did this to Michelle Obama. And I would be right with them.
And look what happened when a woman was called a slut. I mean, this to me is far worse than that. This is way beyond that.
I've actually, I've covered a lot of this kind of misogyny, whether it was Sarah Palin or Ann Coulter and Michelle Mulligan. I've never actually seen something this disturbing and graphic. But if I can just express a little gratitude for Hustler, and I'm being completely serious here. There is an accompanying sidebar to the story in which they lay out the reason why they did this to me, and it's under 100 words. And in that paragraph, they say, Essie Cupp is lovely, she's smart, she's fine, but she happens to be a crazy conservative who is pro-life and wants to defund Planned Parenthood, and for that she deserves a phallus in her mouth. That is essentially what they're saying, and I have to commend that as being incredibly honest. And there are people in the media who perform this kind of misogyny on women like me who cannot be that honest, who cannot come out and say, I disagree with you politically, therefore I feel like you deserve this kind of treatment. They will not say that. The National Organization for Women now will not come out and say liberal women deserve more respect than conservative women, and we are not going to defend conservative women. They're not going to admit to that, but let me tell you, that is exactly how they feel. So I wish that these media entities that perform this kind of misogyny would just come out and do what Hustler did. Instead of beating around the bush and pretending to be fair, pretending to be above that. They're not above that. This is exactly what they do every single time.
So may I translate? I think what I'm hearing you say, correct me if I'm wrong, Hustler magazine has higher standards than the media and the National Organization of Women.
No, that's exactly right. They are more honest, more straightforward. They have uncomplicated this belief system, which exists on the left and the right, let me be clear, but they have uncomplicated this belief system that my political views, my being pro-life, my political views make this kind of behavior okay. It justifies it, and I essentially deserve it. That is honesty on this issue that I have never seen before.
You know the picture of me, Essie, where I'm crying?
Yes.
You've seen that picture a million times.
Which one?
Okay, all right. The picture taken by the photographer where she put Vicks Vapor Rub underneath my eyes.
Yeah.
And she did it because she was doing a photo shoot for GQ, and she lied to me, and she said we're doing a photo shoot because we were doing a stage tour, and she said we're doing the two masks, the laughing and the crying. And she said, it's going to be a double page, one. And I said, no, you're not going to do that. And she said, yes, we are. And she said, and I promise you it'll look great. And I said, she said, can you make yourself cry? And I said, of course I can't do that. If I could do that, you think I'd be doing this for a living? I'd be the greatest actor of all time. And she said, well, will you just shoot it? And I said, listen, you're an artist. So I'm going to trust you and your artistic credibility.
Yeah.
That you're going to be a woman of your word, and you won't use this. And I'll go out with you. I'll go and I'll go down this road with you, but only under these circumstances. Absolutely. She was absolutely lying to me. She's on videotape saying all these things to me. She's on videotape lying right to my face. And now that picture is out, and they always say that I put the Vicks Vapor Rub and that I did that myself, and that's the way I manufacture all these feelings. And that picture has been used on me and against me now for 2 years, and it's never going to go away. Never.
And it's a total assault on your character. And
okay, it is, absolutely. And here, this picture will be out on you, and it will be forever in space, forever in the ether.
Yeah, I mean, I got emails last night when I was sent this photo from friends saying, I can't believe that someone someday will be able to Google this photo
Your children
of
will.
you.
Your children will.
Absolutely. I mean, imagine my phone call last night with my parents, Mom, Dad. I'm in Hustler. I mean, it's disturbing and sad, but I really, the nonpartisan in me wants to sort of take myself out of it. And again, really sort of commend Hustler for being this honest about an issue that a lot of people are not this honest about. And this kind of misogyny happens all the time to lots of women in my position. And it really goes completely unchecked. There is no outrage, especially when it's directed toward a conservative. I'm not expecting a call from President Obama.
I worked at CNN. By the way, wait by the phone for that phone call.
Yeah.
I worked at CNN, and I can guarantee you that if this story comes on their radar today, and they would see this story, they will all laugh. They'll all look at the picture, and women will laugh and say she deserves it.
Is it possible, though, that the president will call you because he has your number since when Keith Olbermann said you should be aborted? I'm sure he called you then, right?
Exactly. I'm on speed dial now with him. But I think, Glenn, I mean, you make a really good point.